it's your guy, Mark Twain Tarantula, the new and sole owner of TarantulaFacts.com. That's TarantulaFax.com. So I'm excited about that. Sole owner, got the ownership of the company. Today we're going to be doing Singapore Blue rehousing. I seen that my Singapore Blue has molted, and it gave me a significant size. Actually about 2 inches now. So I have it in this deli cup, and I guess some people will keep it here a little bit longer, but I'm going to put it in something around the same size, just with a little bit more room and space for the tarantula to grow, and it gives me time to not have to house the tarantula. For quite some time, because these tarantulas can be very, very fast, skittish, and in some cases their temperaments can be I'm sure you heard, so they're not really one to fool around with. As you notice that almost in all my enclosures, if you haven't noticed, well, I'll be teaching you now, I always take my caps and try to keep them a little bit above the substrate, and I always put holes near the caps. That way I don't physically have to open up the lid unless I'm doing feeding. What I do is I use my syringe you can get at Petco, Petland, any pet store, and I insert it in, and I just push in the water that way. So it just gives me an opportunity to not be inside of their enclosure a lot, and this works especially with arboreal species. So I would recommend that if you do have water caps, that you do try to put your holes near the water caps. So I did do some inspection on this molt, and I believe that I did see an opening by the first book lung, so hopefully I'll have a female. So we'll keep you posted on that. I mean, everybody wants a female, but if it's a male, then God bless them. We'll try to get them out and get some good sacs off of them and have them reproduce. So I guess we're going to finish this off in the bathroom. I'll be doing a rehousing there, and some species I don't rehouse in the bathroom. Some you'll see me rehouse here by the tarantulas, by my tarantulas, and some you will see me rehouse in the bathroom, and the arboreal species you're going to see me rehouse in the bathroom. So let's go ahead and get it started. Okay, we're in my bathroom, and two things that you're going to need in order to rehouse your tarantula will be artist paintbrush and your tongs. Okay, so I'm going to undo the lid on the new enclosure, and I'm going to first carefully, I'm going to take the tarantula's shed, its molt, and I'm going to put it inside of the new enclosure. And I'm doing this because, and I'm going to add just a little bit of webbing from its old enclosure to the new enclosure. And I'm doing this because it makes the transition a little bit easier on the tarantula when the tarantula can actually smell the cells inside the new enclosure. So before I actually open the lid to let it out, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of its webbing, not a lot, just a little bit of it, and I'm going to dump it inside. Like I said, not a lot, just a little bit. Let me put this lid here. What the hell? Just take a little bit of this. Okay, now I'm going to push this enclosure to this enclosure. Now, I'm going to use the tongs to see if I can pry the tarantula. There you go. Now the tarantula's out. And I'm going to try to pried it into the new enclosure. I'm going to remove the old enclosure completely out of the tub. Because we don't want it to have more options than what it actually has. And I'm going to not prod it, but just touch by it. Oh, there it goes. And it's behind the notebook. Oh, you might see him cross on this on the screen. Let's see. Let's get it back out. There you go. Got him. So, if you missed all of that, he was just ran on the iPad. He ran around the whole entire tub. And now he is inside of his new enclosure. And they're jumpers, you know, they're skittish, they jump around, but his tarantula is okay, it's fine. It's in there, it's good. It's right in between the little, down there, right? Down in there. Right in that little corner. So it's alright, it's good. Leave this in there, give this tarantula a few days, let it, you know, get to web up its new enclosure, and there you go, there you have it. It should be able to be in here for until this time next year, maybe even a little bit later. I would let it be in here until it's a full 4 inches, 4.5 inches. So it has some time. Alright. Hey, it's Small Twin Tarantula, so I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, checking out the YouTube page today. Subscribe. I appreciate it. Any questions, you can definitely ask at the bottom. And it's in there, in the corner, right there. See it? So it has a little, I guess, a little hiding space for now for it to actually get used to. And yeah, subscribe, check out the channel. The website is www.tarantulafacts.com. That's TARANTULAFAX.com. And God bless everybody out there, everybody in the hobby, everybody trying to get into the hobby. And I would like to express that nothing has happened to my tarantula. My tarantula is perfectly fine and no animals are harmed during the course of making this video. Gunsmoke. I figure I'd give you guys a quick look on, I know I'm supposed to have ended the video, but I figure I'd give you guys a quick look on how I actually use this syringe to put water inside of the enclosure for the tarantula. I'll show you how I get this done. So again, whenever I make an enclosure, I glue the cap a little bit above the substrate in terrestrials, or I leave it on the dirt. Depends on the actual tarantula and their behavior. If I see that they put a lot of substrate inside their cap, I'll lift it up a little bit. But I always put a hole by the cap in order to provide the tarantula with water without opening up the tarantula's cage. So I feel like a doctor whenever I do this. Okay. I have a hole at the top, right above it, and I can just, squirt the water right inside without bothering the tarantula. Gunsmoke. Alright, and that's how it's done. So I hope that gives you an idea on how to water your tarantula without actually disturbing their peace of mind. And I hope that this video was useful to you. Thank you for everybody again for tuning in. Small Twin Tarantula, CEO of TarantulaFacts.com. Gunsmoke.